found a fish!
Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldis and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show.
That's what I do.
And we're just contemplating what you guys do in between shows.
Yeah.
While I'm here typing, and these guys are BSing and whatever.
I
Tell
think
us what you're doing between shows, because seriously.
I'm thinking eating and drinking beer. That was my guess right off the start. Is you get you never know. Go to the washroom, maybe going outside.
They're sitting there hitting the refresh button, going, "What the hell aren't they up live yet? What the hell's going on?"
How slow can you be?
What the hell are they doing?
Yeah, well, we're doing stuff here. Yeah,
so
we're doing stuff.
We've got. What do you got there for us, man?
Well,
looks a lot like what Scott just tied.
Yeah, so when I walk through the door and I look down and I go, "That's a pink moto variant." So, yeah, I after last week's tie, I was thinking about the same sort of thing. It's like I'm thinking pink salmon, and I'm also thinking moto. I mean, the moto is a killer pattern, and yeah, it just what could you do with it? And so I came up with the idea. We had a good response about the coyote fur. So I have some really nice pink, not much left, but pink Finnish raccoon. And I thought that would work really well into.
You told me that was fox, man. You're saying it's
sorry, fox. I apologize. I'm going backwards and around in circles. Yeah, it's Finnish fox.
Okay.
Finnish fox. Finnish fox. Okay. So and it's the same as the coyote. It's the same as I have some badger, and they all have
the little white guard hairs.
These hairs here, and those things are gonna have amazing movement in the water. They're highly UV. This whole pelt of pink is highly UV, as is the whole pelt of the coyote and of the badger. I have badger, did the same thing. It's all UV, and I don't know why that is, but
we're sitting here.
It's not like they're dyed. This is dyed, but the other stuff was just
natural.
Natural, exactly. So are we down low? Where are we? Up high, down low?
We're kind of both, but we're down there right now.
Okay, so we're gonna do a little spin. So we have the traditional moto style. We have the tail. We have the white saddle hackle going up the body with the wing. And I'm not this one here. I do have another one which I will show you before the end. I do have one that I tied with the mallard flank. Left it out just to keep this as a little bit simpler fly. And then going up here, we have Muni Marlar tinsel with the ultra wire, and I've made this a little bit simpler than last week. Is I'm tying the rib, the wire rib, and the hackle at the same tire, so that way that I don't have to wiggle it through, and it seems to give me a better profile of hackles standing up rather than being wrapped underneath wire. Even though I still think I did a pretty good job of tying it last week, anyways. But
you did do a really good job
of the hackle. Sorry.
You did a good job of the fly, period, man.
Okay. Okay, so let's get that out of there. And let's get our fly in there.
For all our people that are just joining us, join us on Facebook as well. We've got lots of cool stuff happening over there. You got to be careful you're not moving the vise too much.
I know, I'm just trying to lock her down.
Lock it down.
Okay, so we have our hook in the vise, and it's tight. I have a little bit of a barb sticking out the end. I don't really like that, but I'm going to continue on and hopefully not hit it and break my thread.
It's been a while since you broke your thread, isn't it?
That was like 2 weeks ago.
That's
not a long time. 2 weeks is not a long time.
Yeah,
it was 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, I think I did it when I did the black fly, the black jig. I think I broke my thread. Yeah. So we're getting down in product here. Time to get some more. I definitely want to balance out the guard hairs and the stiff stuff, so I get it in equal. Because I think I only have one more fly, maybe 1.5 more flies left on this. So as you can see, I'm just sort of measuring it out. I don't have to get it all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm just going to pinch it. and give it a good solid pinching. Measure my body. So, and I'm not really including the hairs at the back. I'm
Just the bulk.
Just the bulk of it, yeah. Because otherwise I'd have to have, my tail would be like this long, which I don't like. So, yeah, we're going to go about there. Somewhere right around in there. And you may have noticed I did the same thing last week with the coyote. I didn't pick out, and I didn't really try to pick out too much of this in the beginning. I don't want to pull it apart and pull out all the hairs that I want. So I'll do it now, and then I'm going to cut it. And don't throw that out because it's very good dubbing for around the collar, just to bulk up underneath the cone head if you need it. I'm just going to continue up to the top. And then I'm going to get in my two ribs, my pink rib. And I'm not using Brad's scissors tonight, so I don't have to worry. Last week I didn't bring scissors, I just brought everything in my pocket. And I'll tie on my wire, keep it on top. And then I'm going to tie on my uni-mylar. And I want the silver side down. And I bought myself some super fly thread, Scotty, and I really like it, you know. It's different than the uni thread.
What did you get?
The Superfly, it's a Superfly 3/0. Yeah. Super thread flat, 3/0 white. Because I hadn't been using a lot of it. I mean, I had all my own threads still to use up. But I'm out of white now, so I went out and bought the Superfly, and I really like it. It's not as bulky in a 3/0. It's a little bit more condensed.
Yeah.
Not as... Okay, so we got that on there. And then, now what we're going to do is we're going to put on our hackle. We want the curve side down. And I'm just going to wrap it all the way up. I still need, I'm not putting a lot of dubbing on here. Just tighten that up. Bring it all the way to the back. And now, get rid of a few of these things that might annoy you as you're trying to tie up. And now I'm going to take my Senyo's laser dub. And I'm going to dub the body very, very sparsely. Try to, especially here at the back, you don't really see much of the laser dubbing. It's basically, I'm using it just to equalize the body, because we wrap the uni-mylar and then the hackle and the rib get all wrapped up as well. I think it was really funny that you're tying a pink moto as well. Yeah. Completely different though. I mean, it just shows you how, that was sort of my thought, that this is very similar style to what I tied last week in terms of the pattern. I mean, we're going through the basic same steps, but it shows you the difference. And you know, you add a different color material and a couple different things, and boom, you have a whole new fly.
A
something
whole
else.
Different look, yeah.
Yeah, something else to fish. And this, as I said in the description, I mean, I'd fish this for bull trout. I'd fish this for pink salmon. I'd fish this for steelhead salmon. And I'd fish it for trout, but I'd probably downsize it a bit. I'd probably bring it down to a size 6 hook or something like that. It's a little bit big for some smaller fish. But, so right now I'm just putting a little bit of dubbing in behind the head of that bead. Build it up a little bit. And then we're gonna start with our rib. The uni mylar rib. So we're gonna wrap once at the bottom. And it's kind of up to you as to how many wraps you want. I mean, you might go less wraps if you had a lot shorter hackle, because you want to. I want to try to hit my hackle in between the uni mylar. And I'll wrap it right up to under behind the cone head. I still need to build up some bulk there. And get rid of that. Waste, not good. Okay, so as I said, from the pattern last week, the only difference that there's gonna be is that we're gonna tie up the hackle and the rib at the same time, and the wire rib at the same time.
What are you trying to do? Columbia River?
I have done this a few times this week where
Trying to find the fly.
trying to make it too perfect with the wire and the hackle, and I've snapped the hackle. So I've decided to not pursue perfection as much to make sure that I get it wrapped without breaking the hackle. But I like this. I find this is easier. It's one less step, and it's achieving the same goal, which is making sure that that hackle is protected. And we'll take my crappy scissors here. And we'll hack that out of there.
There it is. River Copper John.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to make our dubbing loop
River Copper John.
to put the fox in.
We got a picture came in from Willie's 47.
And there's our dubbing tool somewhere here. I see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we got the dubbing tool on there.
What do you think?
We're not going to need a whole...
Have you seen the photo?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen it. You know.
I couldn't really see. I was outside in the sun.
Right.
We're not going to need a whole bunch of wraps. We'll get that out of the way, and then we're going to take, and we're going to get... Actually, first thing we're going to do is we're going to just dub a little bit of this. The guard hairs that I trimmed off of the fox, we're going to use that as our dubbing as well, just to build it up a little bit. So I didn't write it in there because you have it anyways. If you have the fox, you've got the dubbing.
There it is, right here. I think it's a sloth. What was that fly you tied last week? The coyote, Wile E. Coyote?
Wile E. Coyote, yeah.
Alright. We've got something to show you at the end of the show, okay?
Okay.
Once you're done tying that beautiful...
Oh, we got some pictures?
We got a picture of an absolute beast.
Nice.
Caught with that pattern you tied last
Well,
week.
I gotta love that.
From Wiley. Wiley 47.
Well, way to be, Riley.
Wiley.
Wiley?
With a W. You got
Oh
it.
my god.
Coyote.
And the name matches. Awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna get our dubbing in there, or our fox in there. And we're gonna spread it out a little bit. Hopefully not lose it. And I'm not going to trim this. This is a little bit, it doesn't have as much. Ooh, earthquake. I'm just going to get it out of the way. It's all right. I'm spinning.
I'm going to show you a real trick with that one.
What's that?
If you hold the thread here, spin it, give it a little looseness here,
Yeah.
and then you let go.
Oh, okay.
And it goes real quick.
Well, there you go. A tip from Scotty, mid-fly.
Mid-fly.
You got to love that.
I'm just loving the fact that you're tying some freaking streamers, bud. I'm loving it. The creative juices are flowing, Scotty. I can see it in your eyes. I can see it on the sweat on your brow, man.
The sweat on my brow, sure. Okay.
Now that's just that 6-watt light in your face.
Okay, so we're going to sort of palmer this a little bit, try to get it all on one side. Hopefully, the whole key here is making sure that you have enough. And I think we're there. We're pretty dang close anyways. Last week I also started back a little bit too far. So if you noticed, I kept it a little bit
Tuck it in.
tighter
Tuck it
to
in
the
bed.
tighter to the cone. I don't need to start way back, and I only had a wrap and a half, maybe a wrap and 3/4.
Now, I really like how that Fox's flow, man. That sucker's got some flow.
It's funny though. I was trying to take a picture to post it, and I was having a really hard time getting a good picture
Focus. Yeah, because it's so fluffy, eh?
yeah, like you need to see the fly. Like you have to sort of be in front of the fly to.
Do a photo of it with it wet.
Okay, so yeah, that would be good too. Okay, so we have our fly on there. Our cone's nice and solid.
It's important. You don't want a loose cone.
You don't want a loose cone. No,
A
nothing.
rattly, loose cone.
But there's part of me that says a loose cone, it's going to be like a rattle. It's going to be something also that's going to move on the fly. Is that not a good thing? You don't think? No?
No, because it'll make the whole fly move. It'll pull it right back to the shank, man.
Really?
It definitely will.
Okay. 2 lessons for me. I mean, I'm willing to go when someone tells me something and says, don't do that because it's not going to work.
Yeah,
Good enough. I'm good with that, right?
definitely.
Learn from other people's mistakes. Don't repeat them just because.
Well, you know what? I think it was a hard lesson for myself because I started really using cone heads heavy when, like 2 years ago, when we were doing the chum salmon in Squamish. And if it wasn't tight, they'd last 1 or 2 fish and it would just strip the hook.
Really?
Yeah, the cone head will strip fabric off your hook like a can opener, man. It's unreal.
Okay, so I'm just going to whip finish.
And the whole thing about those cone heads is there to protect your fly too, right? So when you're bouncing them along,
You leave it loose, all of a sudden the thread, your whip finish comes undone, and
Okay, there we go.
because you're typically
give
not
her a
getting
slow
any
roll
glue
there,
in there.
Scotty.
Okay, I'm just going to give her a little brush first, okay?
Make it look pretty, buddy. And then we'll pull a nice thumbnail out of there too. Man, what a difference just a little bit of grooming does. eh?
Oh, yeah.
I
Like,
think
look at
after
you right now.
after
Look at this
seeing
like
that,
you,
I
huh?
think it's time to shave
Yeah,
my
you're groomed, your hair's cut. Okay, so there we go. We're on our roll.
Buddy, it looks fantastic.
Hey, yeah.
You're gonna have to leave a couple of them here, Scotty.
Well, I already lost one in the store, so there you go. You can have that one.
Good, there's one in here somewhere. I'll find it.
Okay, well, that's it. Scott, that's the Foxy Pink. Again, pretty simple fly to tie. What? Pass me the one with the.
I don't know where your stack of them went.
Okay, well, you guys are chatting. I'm gonna.
Is it
I'm
not
gonna
there
make-
on the?
So just wait. We're going back there. Okay, there's the true moto. Get it tight back to the other fly. Tight
Move
back.
backwards.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's the true. It's got the flank on there. It's an extra step. Definitely, it's
And then
there's
let's
something
see
to be
yours.
said for that.
Let's see yours. Man, they are really similar.
They are
That's
really
great.
similar. I just think that the Fox has just got so much natural flow, and you have these fibers. It's extremely UV,
It's gonna collapse big time. It's gonna be really profile, man.
like extremely
Yeah,
UV.
just shine the light toward you, not the yeah.
Sorry, I do that all the time.
My eyes. Just pull it away from me. You don't need that much on there because it just makes it glow. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, man, that's amazing. Okay, so
Okay, so
I popped up another. Go back to your.
that's awesome. Willie 47.
Yeah. Willie 47, man.
That's
that was
great,
tied.
yeah.
That fish was caught on your pattern from last week.
You gotta like that. You really gotta like it when people start catching fish and showing them on the show of the patterns that you've been tying. I mean, it makes you feel great. It makes and it also just shows you, you know, patterns are new patterns are coming around all the time. You know, there's the classic patterns, but definitely take a material and try something with it. You never know what's going to come up. What's going to turn out, right? You just never know. I mean, you never know.
Anyhow, man, I got a great tie.
Okay,
I got two great ties. We're going.
You're going 5 shows tonight.
I've got 2. Scotty's got 2. You got 1. Zach's got 1.
One. That's 6.
Man,
That's 6.
maybe I'll just do 1.
Okay. Well, it's
Anyhow, I've got an early season stillwater chironomid or larvae
yeah.
that's gonna knock their boots.
Okay. Well, Scotty Holmes, Friday Night Flies, tying up a tie. Guys that tie flies. You like that? Guys that tie flies. Okay. Until next time. Back.